everyone, welcome back to the Gypsy Caravan. I'm Shan. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing or recreating this look that you see right here. It's a beautiful, warm, bronzy, goddessy, I don't know, smoky eye. Perfect for going out or literally just drinking hot chocolate on your balcony. I know I'm going to. Those are my plans. Those are my plans for today. Want to see or learn how to recreate this look for yourself, then just keep on watching. If not, there are other videos on my YouTube channel that you can entertain yourself with until then, until you feel ready to come back here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video at the end if you like this video, and I think that is it. Today's look will only be the eyes. I'm not going to be doing the face purely just because I'm lazy and I just felt like doing my eyes. So let's get straight into it. So I already have foundation on, just foundation, more like primer and foundation. I haven't got any concealer or anything on like that because I need to do my eyes and my nose is super itch at the moment, which is so annoying. Cool, so just priming my lids as usual using Paintpot and a 286 brush, and I'm just gonna obviously prime my lids, duh. Okay, and then I'm just gonna set it with some Brule eyeshadow. You can use skin tone eyeshadow, you can use your face powder, just set it with something. I like using Brule because it's not really white but there's no color and it kind of matches my skin tone. So alrighty, so obviously the look that we are doing today is fairly warm, so we're going to need all our yummy warm eyeshadows if you have. The first palette I'm going in with is my Jaclyn Hill Original Palette, just because it's a tried and true and it has all these really yummy warm eyeshadows. I'm going to need something warm to start off with, right? So first eyeshadow is this one here. It's called Butter. It's kind of like a medium toned, warmish eyeshadow. I honestly don't know how to explain anything these days, if I'm just being completely honest. We're going to use the same big fluffy blending brush, and with this we are just going to buff this in our crease area just to kind of contour the eye, and use it as a transition shade for the rest of the eyeshadows that we'll be going in with. So tap off the excess and stick that in your crease. Make sure that your transition shade is not too light but not too warm, not too dark, because we are going to be going in and out with this eyeshadow to try and blend out the rest of the eyeshadows that we're going to be using. So keep it in between, which is why I normally suggest like a medium tone shadow, and obviously stick within the color scheme. So like, because we're doing a warm smoky eye, the transition shade is going to be warm too. Cool, so we have our transition shade down. We're now going to go in with something, I nearly dropped my palettes, if that's what that looked like. We're going to now go in with something just a touch deeper. So I'm going to go in with this one here. This one is Bunz. I hate it when palettes don't actually put the names like underneath the eyeshadows. Like, how am I supposed to know what I'm using, right? Okay, cool. So you can see it's got a giant hole in. It's a fave. I love using it. It's very similar to Swiss chocolate if you have that. So you can totally use that too if you have it. I do, but I'm just working out of one palette for today just because it's like easier. So we're going to go in with a smaller fluffy brush, so it's a little bit smaller than the one that we were using previously, and we are going to use Bunz, tap off the excess, to further contour our crease, but we're not going to take it all the way. We're going to keep this mainly on the outer corner of our eye, so kind of push it into that outer corner first to get that color down. You can use circular motions for this. Let me just pick up a little bit more. You can see it's quite a rich, warm, reddish brown shade. So we're going to stick this in the outer corner, pat, 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 circular motions, all that jazz. And then we're just going to kind of round it in the crease of the outer corner. It doesn't need to go too far up because we are going to be blending that out with our transition shade. But just kind of keep in the area of this outer corner. And then of course we can also just flick this out slightly the minute the product begins to leave the brush. Kind of like that, I suppose. Going back in with your fluffy brush, you can either pick up a little bit more of that butter or your transition shade that you used, or just go back in with your fluffy blending brush and go over top that in the crease just to smooth it out so there are no like definite harsh lines. And then it makes it easier to blend out this wing area as well. This is going to look fire if you have green or blue eyes. Obviously brown eyes, everything looks good on you guys. You guys are elite, please sit down. But for green eyes and for blue eyes, if you really want to make your eye color pop, these are definitely the undertones that you need. Anything that has a very warm, orangey, rusty sort of color to it, boss. Okay, now that our eyes are two different shapes, because that's life, we're now going to go in with something a little bit deeper. We're going to just kind of deepen the outer corner like a smidge, because once we put on the glitter over the top of the eyelid, it's going to kind of make the crease disappear. So we need depth and something dark to hold that sucker up. Okay, so we need to still keep in with something quite warm. So we're going to kind of play with these two shades here. I might just actually go in with this one. But any deep eyeshadow, deep brown eyeshadow that has like this nice warmy kind of looky to it. So I'm gonna go in with Chip, which is the deepest one, just because I feel like it, and I'm tired of blending. So we're just gonna use the same little brush, tap off the excess, and we are gonna keep this sucker quite low on the lid. We're not gonna take this up to the crease. We will in a second, but with the big fluffy blending brush, if you take a dark eyeshadow too far up in your crease, that's when it kind of starts to look like you got punched in the eye, regardless of what color you're using. And we don't want to look like we've been in a fight. English and vocab left my brain right there. Did you see it? Anyway, so we are going to push this into that little V of the outer corner, like kind of there, and slowly like smush it in to the lid, like kind of bring it forward. And as the color begins to leave the brush, we're going to just kind of begin to flick it up and take it slowly up into the crease area. So you're kind of doing like little blendy motions, you know what I'm saying? Big fluffy blending brush. I'm going to do a mixture of Butter and Bunz, which is the two transition shades that we used, and I'm just going to use that to go back and forth in the crease area to blend out that really dark eyeshadow, which is called Chip. Please ignore me, I literally have no idea what I'm trying to say right now. My mind is just all over the place. Cool, so we are just going to jiggle those transition shades over top that deep brown just to blend it out, and then take it out into the wing here to blend it out in that area. I'm going to go back in with a small brush. I'm not going to pick up any additional eyeshadow like that dark brown, and I am just going to deepen the lid of the outer corner a tiny bit more. And then just flicky out. Just kind of make a V. Cute. So that's sort of what it should look like. So you have all this nice warmth undertone peeking through, but you have that nice depth. That's exactly what you need. This is where we should be with our eyes. That nice warmth in the crease, deepness in the outer corner. This eye's doing its own thing, but we're gonna leave her to be because I don't have time to fix her. She's on her own mission. Okay, so now we're going to do some really pretty warm bronzy gold glitter on the eye, and really glam up this look, because now it's just kind of like daytime. We need to take it into evening, but I need a flat brush to do that. So when applying like a shimmer or a glitter, you can of course use an eye primer or a glitter primer, or wet your brush with like a setting spray. Personal preference as to what you want to do. You can even just go in and use your finger. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm a tool person. I'm gonna stick with my brushes. Thanks. Okay, so the bronzy-ish shade that we're going in with is this really pretty one here in the center. It's called Meeks. Kind of bronze, kind of gold. It's not really gold because the gold's at the top here, but it's this nice, really bronzy, antique-y sort of color. And that's what I'm using. You need a flat brush to apply a shimmer to your lid. If you use something that is meant for blending, it ain't gonna put crap down. You need to use a flat brush. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick up some of this Meeks. Cool. I'm just gonna sweep that onto the lid. Take that up to the crease area. Right across the lid. Yes. That's what we need. Some warm glitter. And then I'm just going to go in with a second layer, and I'm going to push this one over top. Just make it look amazing. Okay, so again, of course, you can totally put on as much as you want. That is personal preference choice. I did about 3 layers. Just because I don't want it to be like super shimmery, but I want it to like not be glittery. So yeah, and then I'm just gonna buff itchy nose over this crease area with a small blending brush. No additional product, just whatever dark brown is left on that brush, and just kind of join it all together. And of course the fluffy brush, because he was feeling lonely and wanted to join in on the action. Move on from here. I'm going to go in with an even darker brown. I'm going to come down here to Central Park. It is a cooler toned brown, but it is deeper in color. So I'm going to put the smallest little smoosh in that outer corner right here, just to blend the lid glitter shade stuff into my outer corner here, like just the tiniest little. Okay, so there we have it. The glittery shimmery stuff is on our eyes. If you want, you can go in with like a loose glitter or a pigment or a liquid glitter, or whatever you want to make this stand out a little bit more. I might do that at the end. I'm still trying to like feel my way around this look. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, so let's just carry on and maybe hopefully it comes to me. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is some liner. This again is your choice. You can either go in with a liquid, you can go in with a pencil, you can go in with black eyeshadow. It is completely up to you what you want to do. Because I don't actually have a liquid liner, I'm just going to use my black lipstick from MAC. It's in the shade Caviar. And I'm going to need a very thin brush. So I'm going to go in with my 210. I haven't done liquid liner in so long, so bear with me if this takes forever. So I am just going to stick a small extension just right through the eyeshadow there, and just bring it straight down in this outer part of my lid. I have hooded eyes, so normally I would cut the crease, but that's not what we're trying to achieve today. I just want a very thin, flat extension cutting through my eyeshadow. The smallest little extension right here in the inner corner. Okay, so I'm changing my mind and I'm keeping it quite thin, but just bridging that gap. Come now. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So now we have all that nice thick liner at the end, so it doesn't make the front of the lid look heavy, but we still have that nice deep smoky inner corner vibe. That actually didn't take too long. I haven't done liquid liner in so long, so I was like really scared I was gonna just like screw it up. Okay, cool. Liner is down. Remember when I said, you know, make it even? Yeah, that didn't happen. Anyway, moving on with our lives. Okay, so eyeliner is down. I've also applied a bit of mascara to my top lashes. That doesn't really need much explanation. So we are now going to move on to our under eye area. I don't know why I picked up my concealer. So basically what we're going to put on the bottom is what we have on the top. We're just going to switch out to a smaller, denser brush. You can use a pencil brush, you can use an eyeliner brush, you can use a flat definer brush like I'm using, but basically we're going in with all the exact same eyeshadows that we applied at the top. We are now just going to bring them down to the bottom. So we're going to start with butter like we did in the beginning, and I am just going to run that underneath my, like so, and just kind of join it up at the top there. You can use your fluffy blending brush to smoke that out if you want. If you want a very smoked out, like underneath the eye area, kind of like that, or you can keep it quite precise and quite close to your lash line and have all the drama on the top. So next we went in with Bunz, and as we start getting into the darker eyeshadows, we're only going to place them on the outer corner, because if you bring something too dark too close into your inner eye, it's going to take a lot of that light and feline effect that we are going for. So we want to keep all the darker eyeshadows towards the outer corner of the eye. So Bunz is going to go about halfway. Again, your fluffy blending brush if you want it to be super smoky and blown out. Okay, then next you can go in with your choice. You can either go in with something deep like Chip or something super dark like Central Park, or you can go in with black. It's totally up to you. I am going to go in with Chip, which is the warm tone brown, not the very dark one I had in the outer corner here. So this is going to go at the very end. I'm not going to take that too far in. I'm actually going to try and smoke this out into my liner, just like that. And then I'm going to swap over to the small blending brush, no additional product, and just soften that and blend that out and make it super smoky. I'm going to go back in with that really fluffy blending brush and just go over everything again to smooth it out and keep it smoky and soft. Pretty much just like that. I'm going to quickly do the other side and then I'll be right back. Okay, cute, and we're back. I have put mascara on my bottom lashes. I just ran a bit of Beguile Brow Gel Set in my brows. I didn't fill them in or anything. Personally because I'm lazy these days to do my brows. Let's finish off the look with some highlighter. Going to need a small brush for that. So for highlighter, I feel like I need to do something pretty warmish to kind of tie in with the look, right? Go in with some of my Mica Beauty Face and Body Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. It is a loose highlighter, and it is pure gold. It's so pigmented, like the tiniest little bit of this goes so far. So I'm going to take a small little brush like that, and I'm going to stick this in my inner corner. You can see it's quite golden. Cool. Look how beaming that is, that inner corner, popping. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a tiny bit with that blending brush that still has some of that crease color on. And I'm going to stick this in the brow bone area, because then I can blend it in nicely into the crease and not disturb the crease colors too much. I'm just going to gently brush that in there. Ooh. Is she sultry? Is she winter ready? Stunning. Okay, so this is the completed eye look. Super warm. I feel like it's super easy to achieve. Everyone can wear this sort of eye look, and you can obviously customize it to how glittery you want it, how bronzy you want it, how golden you want it. It's totes up to you. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something and just had fun. I did. I just felt like doing eye makeup, nothing too serious. If you have any suggestions on other videos that you'd like to see on my channel, or other tutorials that you personally need help with, you can leave that down in the comments below, or you can let me know on social media. So it's up to you what you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like this video if you like this video. I'm sure you will. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next tutorial.